Welcome, everybody. As always, please share, how are you feeling today on day 4 of the Succulent Self-Love Online Challenge? And to start off today's ritual, today's topic, while you share in the chat box how you're feeling, I'm going to sing us a song, and you're welcome to drop in with me if you'd like. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. Join in. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to be pulling up your comments. I am so stoked to be sharing this information with you all tonight, creating our dreams from juicy overflow. This is the 4th night. You've made it to the 4th day of the challenge. Congratulations. And one of you is going to be winning the grand prize, which I will show. So we're going to be talking more about the Black Obsidian Yoni Wand. Judea and I were talking about it a little bit yesterday as part of a pleasure and ancestral clearing ritual. And I was also talking about trauma clearing on day 2. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into this. And hi, everyone. Oh, more about the Black Obsidian. Hi, Denise. Welcome. Hi, B. Sophie is feeling warm and supportive today. Awesome. That's so good to hear. Veronica's saying, yay. Christy is sending love. Narelle is saying, hey, everyone. Awesome. Yeah, please share, how are you feeling tonight? Can you believe it? Day 4. Okay, before we go further, I just want to deeply bow to each and every one of you on this call and everyone who is watching this replay. You did it. It is not easy in this modern society of hustle, hustle, go, 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 to be able to really devote this kind of self-love and self-care for yourself, to stay committed when overwhelm happens and when guilt comes up. Why am I giving to, should I really give to myself? Is it really worth my time to nourish myself in my body temple? There's so many other things I could be doing, or other people I could be nourishing. Absolutely, I want you to nourish all those around you. I want you to nourish your dreams and goals. I know you all have big dreams and goals. But to be able to take care of your body temple so that you can give from a wellspring overflowing and not a dry, empty cup. Make love with a dry yoni. Try to force your business creations and write your emails from a space of feeling ugh and depleted. This is what today is about. And this is what the whole retreat is about. Filling up your love cup. Really coming into self-love, releasing the doubt, releasing the shame, the body shame, the sexual shame, the forcing, the overwhelm. Today we are here in overflow, and I hope that you are feeling nourished from the inside out with all of these rituals, the elixirs, the affirmations, the sisterhood connections, the deep, vulnerable shares. I just, again, bowing to each and every one of you, because this is how we change the paradigm, by living it first within and letting that energy flood out into everything we do. We got to be the change first, right? I know you're probably all agreeing with that because you're here, right? You're here in this community of modern goddess lifestyle. So welcome. CJ saying yes. Tiara is here saying feeling strong. Christy is feeling juicy tonight. Awesome. Danielle, happy, elevated, and loved. Melina It always shows me late that it started, but I'm excited to get more info. Awesome. Dana is saying love. B is saying bowing back to you. Oh, I feel that. I receive mirror reflections. All right, so let's get started, everybody, shall we? Give me like a yes, a juicy fuck yes if you're ready to go for the last day challenge. And if you stay till the end, this webinar should probably go for about an hour, maybe less, we'll see. If you stay to the end, you will be in the running to win the Black Obsidian Yoni wand, which I will announce the winner on call. So one of you will find out who's the winner at the end. All right. Gonna share my screen. Day 4, create your dreams from overflow versus overwhelm. Today we're going to be talking about manifesting your intentions with your sacral chakra energy, your sexual energy, to create juicy overflow and live your purpose. The Day 4 Goddess Archetypes that we are going to be working with today, essentially we're going to be working with Shakti power, Ishel, which is a Mayan goddess, Brigid, which really honors the energy of spring and inspiration, Saraswati, Lakshmi, which is a photo of Lakshmi right here. We're going to be talking about abundance, prosperity. This is that juicy overflow energy, right? When we feel depleted, we can then feel like our bank account's depleting. We can feel like our friendships and our relationships are depleting. We can feel like time is depleting, right? It's that energy of lack. We want to step into cultivating this inner vibrancy of energy, this wellspring overflowing, and we're going to be tuning into our sensuality, our sexuality, and our creativity today. And then lastly, Spider Woman. I love the totem of Spider. Spider is the ultimate creatrix, I feel, because she builds her web. She builds this beautiful web, so beautiful. And then she just waits and she receives. She's very magnetic, right? Beautiful web, and then the flies all come into it. She attracts the flies, they get stuck, poor flies. But that's her food, right? That's how she nourishes herself. And so may we all invoke the inner spider energy and weave our web, our network of sisterhood, our dreams and goals, all of it, right? This is all about nourishment so that we can receive more. We can receive more of the same. Oh, I love it. Thanks for all the hearts. Saying fuck yes, Dana is saying. Julie is saying, I feel full. My period kicks off at any moment. Hey, happy moon time, love. Yeah, it's still the new moon energy. The new moon was yesterday, and I'm actually about to start my moon time at any moment. I think I'm on like day 14 of my luteal phase. So I'm like very close to my bleed. So I might be bleeding with you. Awesome. Tara says, I was on Zoom talking about Spider-Man earlier. It was great to see Spider-Woman. Been seeing spiders in their web and really took in all the trust that they will be fed. Yeah. Awesome. That's great that you've been having the symbol of the spider, the creatrix, come to you. Just a couple weeks ago, I went through a deep inner clearing, and then for 2 nights in a row, I kept waking up feeling like something was crawling on me. And then the second night, after having this weird bite show up on my back, the second night I wake up at 12:30 in the morning. I'm just laying there. I feel like something is crawling on me. I get up to go to the bathroom and I turn the lights on. I'm on the toilet. Sorry, this story. And I look over in my bed and there's a spider, a big spider running all around my bed. And so I ended up catching it and putting it outside and saying like, bless you, creatrix. Thanks for coming and like biting me. It was actually at the base of my spine. It was a little bit to the right of the base of my spine. So it was awakening my Kundalini energy. So I took it as a good symbol. And yeah, I would say the next several days, my creative energy really picked up. So bless the spiders. Thank you for, thanks for all the love, everyone. Okay, so we're going to continue the Yoni pendant. So by the way, remember I'm going to announce who's winning this, but you have a choice. So you can either choose this sparkly gold Yoni pendant, or this beautiful pink and brown yoni pendant. And you can reach out to me and tell me which one you prefer. And I just want to say again, all of your shares have been so beautiful. It's just awesome to witness you all in this community. And I would love to continue to invite you to share any of the ritual practices that you learned in this retreat going further in this Modern Goddess Lifestyle Facebook group. This Facebook group is about community. It is about support. And the more that we see each other doing our thing, right, it inspires us and it reminds us sometimes when our light gets a little dulled. So please continue to share in this group photos of your rituals, photos of your elixirs, or any new elixir creations you've been making. Let this space be your space to shine and be in sisterhood. So without further ado, I'm going to announce our prize winner for one of these gorgeous yoni pendants made by Macy Rose Dickerson, Curls Gone Wild 28. And the winner is Irina Lauren. Congratulations, love. If you're on this call, celebrating you. I can see a lot of hearts. I can see a lot of thumbs up. Aw, thank you everyone for cheering your sister on. Awesome. So please reach out to me, send me your address so I can mail this to you. And let me know which one that you want. Aw, and Haley started her moon too. And so did B. Sending you all love. And Allison said, oh my God, I had the same bite. Same spider bite? Have you been having a spider in your bed too? A little creatrix, like biting you and awakening you? So great. All right, so for the elixirs, today the last elixir was the matcha latte. I did not bring my matcha latte to the call tonight. I actually made a little bit of cacao, and that's because the matcha can be kind of stimulating. So depending on where you're at in the world right now, like if you are, if it's morning at your time in the world, this might be a great thing for the morning. At night, it's a little stimulating because there is caffeine in it. But I'm curious to hear, we're gonna go into our little ritual if you did bring in an elixir or a tea. But I'm curious to hear in the chat box, which out of all of these was your favorite elixir? I'm really curious. I know every day pretty much everyone's been like, oh my goddess, this is so good. This is so good. So I'm really curious to hear from you. What was your favorite elixir? Allison is saying the base of her spine is where that spider bit her. Melina dreamed that a spider bit her last night. Spider energy. I love it. Roxy is saying the first elixir was her favorite, the cacao elixir for your inner goddess. I'm personally a chocolate fan, so cacao is always my favorite by far. When I was a kid, there's photos of me. I would eat ice cream. I'd literally be covered in chocolate. And I've always been that way, like, give me more chocolate, please. So when I found raw cacao and found out about the magnesium helping reduce period cramps and the iron and all of the minerals in it, I'm like, that's my medicine now. Okay, let's see. So Veronica loved the Aphrodite's Rose Potion. I think I remember you saying that yesterday. You were really ecstatic about it. Christy is saying the cacao elixir. Haley's saying the golden milk was her favorite. Sophie loved the golden milk. Michelle loved the cacao, but also loved the golden milk. Haley said Aphrodite's Rose Potion. Julie said the cacao. Oh, it's always the cacao. Yep, you're feeling me. Danielle, golden milk. B, Aphrodite's. And second favorite was cacao. Jenna was saying cacao will always have my heart, but I love the Aphrodite's Rose as a new addition to my life. Stephanie is saying the golden milk, and Christy is saying cacao. Oh, cacao really helps me with my PMS. Awesome, that's so good to hear. And Melina is saying the cacao. I'm curious if any of you actually got to try the matcha latte, because I didn't see the matcha on here, and I personally love matcha, and I love this elixir with the, I love to add in the MCT oil, the brain octane oil into it. So I'm curious if any of you actually made it, but I love this one too. All right, awesome. So with that being said, I'm gonna invite us to have our last Elixir ceremony. I don't want it to be our last one. It won't be our last one, but it is our last one for this challenge. So if you have an elixir with you, if you have tea, if you have water, if you have anything, you're welcome to join. So, raising up our glasses, and as we hold up this glass, imagine this glass as a chalice. And this chalice is inside of our womb space, our sacral chakra, our pelvic bowl. And if you no longer have a womb due to a hysterectomy or you're born without one, no worries, just continue to imagine this chalice here, because divine feminine Shakti always remains in the sacral chakra, no matter what. So imagine this chalice and imagine it being filled up with all the things that light you up and make you feel embodied in your sensuality. So maybe you want to think about the different self-care practices you did in the last 4 days. Maybe you want to really land on one that made you feel really good. Or maybe you want to think about your dharma. We're going to be talking about dharma today. And this creativity, this magic, this purpose that you have, that is your unique purpose in this lifetime, that is either being expressed or not quite expressed yet. And then imagine this purpose serving those around you, making lives better, serving the planet, supporting the ecosystem, serving a collective mission, healing the divine feminine, healing the patriarchy. Whatever your mission is, whatever your purpose is, just imagine that energy rising up in your inner cup, your inner chalice. Feel the energy of your heart build into this vision. And then take a deep inhale and imagine that cup filling up, and with all the magic that is you, that is being unlocked. Imagine that cup spilling out and nourishing everyone and everything all around you, so that you are, in essence, the cup overflowing. And cheers to that, my love. You are the cup overflowing. Your mission, your dharma, your soul is needed here on this earth. We shift the paradigm by living the paradigm inside first, by building up this energy of self-worth, of love, of service, of gratitude, of commitment, and exuding that energy to touch everyone and everything all around us. So cheers, my loves. May you drink your first sip of your elixir for today. And then placing one hand or both hands over your heart, maybe one hand over your womb space, really honoring these sacred chakras of your system. And I'm going to ask you the questions of our journal prompt. What creative dreams have been swallowed in my long lists to do? And I want you to imagine your most juicy inner visions. Maybe you're already living your dharma. Maybe you have an online business. Maybe you lead workshops. Maybe you're a space holder. Or maybe you have some visions that haven't fully taken flight yet. Or maybe you're a mom and you are just rocking that role and serving your family. Maybe you're wanting to build a nonprofit. Maybe you're wanting to create sisterhood groups. Whatever it is, just allow yourself uninhibited to connect to your juicy, creative vision. Uninhibited. What is your juicy, creative vision? And now, what I would like for you to do, because words are spells. We're all modern day goddesses, and words are spells. So I want you to create with the power of speech and write in the chat box, what is your vision? And write it out as if it is already happening. Claim that vision into your reality. Feel what it feels like to be living that vision. Because that's how we create it. That's how we birth it, right? In the first session, we were talking about this idea of the relationship with food and losing weight. And, you know, when I lose 10 pounds, then I will feel confident taking my shirt off in the bedroom. Or when I reach this goal, then I will become this or that. This is about owning who you are in this moment, already claiming that energy because it's already within you. You already are that. Your soul has this expression for a reason. You're meant to do this. So really honoring that and writing in the future tense as if it's already in the now. And that energy cultivates and it builds so that it starts to show up in the physical. And then you look around, you're like, yes, because that's what I believe inside. So let's hear, loves. I'd love to hear what your creative vision is. Words are spells. What you say is really potent. It's really powerful. You're creating and putting out energy into the world. So while you're sharing, I'm going to read a few of the posts from earlier. B said, I was about to post a photo of my matcha. I should have used honey. Oh, did you not use any sweetener with the matcha? The matcha is quite bitter, by the way, if you don't use any kind of sweetener. Jenna added taro powder to hers, which is a game changer. Oh, so good. Ooh, taro powder. Did that create like a thickening to it? Julie says, I love matcha latte. I live on a mountaintop, so no instant reach to it. Oh, I'm curious about this mountaintop though. But in my favorite cafe, I love it. With rice milk. Yum. Beautiful. B said I used monk fruit. Gotcha. All right, so Sophie is sharing her vision. I receive abundant creative energy. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Beautiful. I'm going to take a breath for you, sister, and really honor that vision. Beautiful. Stephanie is saying, I receive strength in voice. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yes, 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 yes. I love that you're all sharing the mantra. It's beautiful. Tara is saying, I receive the highest form of my divine purpose manifested now and live in love with my dreams come true. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yes, 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 yes. Y'all get me excited here. The Shakti power is unreal tonight. Allison says, I am a present and creative mother, living with vitality and plentiful energy, while also holding space for women as they journey to right relationship with money, with my business, sacred worth. Ooh, that is powerful. Ow, ow. And so it is. Juicy AF. Roxy is saying, I receive. I am in creative flow, living my purpose and my dharma. Everything is flowing and is genuine and authentic. I am filled with happiness and work my magic. I am pure love and joy. Oh. I could do this every day. Every morning, right? Should we just start doing this every morning from now on? Drink elixirs and like share our affirmations as if they've already manifested. Can we do that? Okay, Haley is saying, I receive success and soul fulfillment in my career, channeling my career as a wildlife biologist in Oregon. I recently have been manifesting it every moment of every day, and this is something I've wanted for years. Now, my soon-to-be husband and I, sending you love. I know that wedding's coming up soon. We are moving there next spring, and I will be meeting a district wildlife biologist there about a position under him in September. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Woo woo! Oh, I love seeing all of your hearts too. This is great. Veronica, I receive the Midas touch power for everything I touch, think, feel, and do. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yes. Ooh, that was juicy. Julie says, I receive stability and the ability to remain open in love at all times. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yes, yes. Christy says, I'm a red tent facilitator and hold space for my community. Beautiful dream. I love this. Jenna, I receive abundance whilst reveling in a network of powerful, soul-connected women in this strange new city and country I'm residing in. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh, Roxy's sending Allison love, saying beautiful. Melina is saying, I receive my divine purpose in life of helping women feeling beautiful as they are. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yes. Look at all these hearts. Y'all are on fire tonight. Shakti power, Shakti power. Michelle is saying, I receive guidance from my guides, spirit animals, ancestors, and my higher self. I am healing. I am abundance. I am peace and pure love. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. CJ Thomas is saying, I receive divine inspiration and the sacred energy to complete the projects that align with my dharma and my desires. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Yeah. Tiara is saying, I receive an overflow of resources. Ooh, that does feel good. Dana, I bring light to illuminate women who have lost their power. May we walk strong and stand to witness death of the old ways and witness the rebirth. Ooh, ooh. B is saying, I am awakening millions of people around the world with my voice and performances, music, dance, living my purpose, inspiring women, whole and complete. I am a creatrix. Beautiful. Melina is saying, I love all your affirmations. Allison is saying, so needed. And Dana, I honor all of you. So many hearts, so many hearts. Okay, I'm going to send some hearts too. Here we go. Beautiful. Keep the affirmations coming if you would like. Please make sure that you are writing this down so that you can post it on your mirror or read it in your journal. And don't forget, oh, there's one more coming through. I'm going to read it. Danielle is saying, I receive a new job where I am passionate, supported, happy, fulfilled, and all around bomb ass boss babe. I surrender to divine flow. I am a creatrix. Woo! Thank you everyone so much for sharing. Shall we say this affirmation once more together, starting at I surrender. I surrender to divine flow. And I am a creatrix. Woo, woo, woo! Oh my goddess. I'm going to cheers to that, this last bit of cacao that I have. Sacred nourishment, sacred sisterhood, sacred dreams. All right. So sisters, that is just divine. You are all so powerful. It is such a blessing to witness all of you. And I've got another testimonial here from Becca, who's kind of a jack of all trades and amazing at everything. She's a yoga instructor, massage therapist, and wellness enthusiast, and also really bomb-ass recipe developer of Ayurvedic recipes. She's got an Elixir book coming out soon. And so after Becca took JFL, which she actually took at this last round of JFL, she said, I feel much more embodied in my truth as I work towards building a heart-centered business without strain. I now have the tools to be a juicy feminine leader. and said, having gone through the program, I now feel more clear on my Dharma, the potential that is possible for me, and the steps I need to take to manifest my dreams. I'm inspired and ready to continue the work from a balanced place towards the vision I have for my life. So Becca came into this program and had literally so much Shakti power. And what I mean by that, and you might resonate with this too. So there's the divine masculine energy of the universe, Shiva, we're going to call it Shiva. And there's the divine feminine essence of the universe, and we're going to call it Shakti. And so a lot of us who identify as the creatrix, as Spider Woman, have a lot of Shakti. And Shakti, remember, is like ever changing, ever flowing. It's all of the archetypes. It's the moon phases. It's the menstrual cycle. It's the seasons. It's always in flux. And so when you are a creative soul, when you dream big, when you have a lot that you want to do, you want to be a mom and like serve your children. You also want to build a business. You want to do well at your job. You want to love your body temple. You want to make love beautifully with your partner. When you want to do all these things, it's a lot of creative energy buzzing all around. And sometimes what can happen is because there's so much creativity buzzing, that energy can cause you to feel really ungrounded. And then suddenly there's all these dreams and goals, and you feel overwhelmed. You feel like, holy crap, I thought it was possible at one point, and now I'm drowning in it. And it can cause a disconnect from your body. So in JFL, once we get to the middle of the program, where the whole first portion is we're diving into a priestess meal plan, we're learning about hormone balance, we're doing yoni steams together, we're really diving into pleasure and foundation. The second portion of the program is all about clearing inner child healing, trauma clearing, womb clearing, yoni clearings. And then we get into the next portion of the program, which is all about activation of our Shakti and then our Dharma and the manifestation of it. So in the part where we go into our soul's purpose, we learn about how to work with our divine masculine and divine feminine energies of creation. And this is the way that I like to see it. So when we have a connection to our Shiva as well, not only our Shakti, Shiva is witnessing the dance of the wild feminine. And we can actually we can create a funnel of this grounded Shiva energy to hold our Shakti, which is like moving and flowing, but it's a container. And then that Shakti can do its thing and magnetically build up, but it is being funneled by the strong masculine presence that we can learn to develop. And we're funneling that into our creative projects and being very intentional with where we're putting that activated Shakti that day and that week and that life. So essentially, this is how we can start creating faster, by working both in our embodied feminine and really honing that wild Shakti that can be very magnetic and juicy and exciting, but not letting it overpower us to the point that we're literally all over the place and our emotions are so wild and we can't like ground down to really get things done. So we also in this course really honor our inner Shiva so that it can work with both the magnetic and the electric poles of Shiva Shakti. So Becca really dove into this. And when Becca came out of JFL, was feeling so much more clear. Plus, Becca loved the connections that she made in JFL. She said that they were worth their weight in gold, which that's honestly my favorite part of JFL too. I love leading the rituals, but don't get me wrong, I love leading the rituals. We get to do these pleasure practices together in a Zoom call. You can have your camera on or off, but it's like a sisterhood. And I know COVID is happening right now, so being able to do this kind of work together through Zoom is just so beautiful. But I never know who's going to join JFL, but I always end up learning so much from the people who join. They just amaze me with what their dreams and goals are. And I feel so blessed to be able to support everyone. And then as the weeks go on, we really dive into this nourishment of sisterhood, really hear each other, learn from each other, and grow together and have those breakthroughs together. Whew. Yep, I'm feeling juiced up today. So I just wanted to say that your sexual energy is your guide to unlocking your magic. As I was sharing, and I'm going to show a slide up in a little bit, that downward facing triangle symbol of how your sacral chakra is It is your sexual energy. It is your creative energy. It is your fertile energy. And society, and okay, I just want to say, bless the patriarchy. I'm not hating on the masculine energy of the universe. Like, I love the masculine energy of the universe, but we are in a time where the polarity got shifted very strong in one direction by society really taking shape in a way that it's like more, do more, consume more. It's become very much swung into one. You can think about the pendulum swinging. It's swung into one way. And so part of this shift in the paradigm, I believe that's been going on, the divine feminine rising, which I actually think with COVID, it's literally caused the whole world to pause, and literally the government is making us go inside and we like can't leave. It's like the ultimate pause all of us healers were asking for in a weird way. And like, I definitely am very like, loving and loving up families and honoring everyone who may have lost somebody during COVID. I mean, that is not at all great whatsoever. And if you've had somebody who suffered from COVID, I'm just sending you a lot of love and blessings. But I am thinking just like in a weird way with the, the ones that have been prophesizing this divine feminine rising. It's very strange that in 2020, it was prophesized that a shift was coming and we were all ready for it. And then it's now all of us have been indoors and feeling trapped. But I see this as the shift, because the feminine, as we've talked about this, is wild and messy and sometimes like really gross. And, she comes out in like period blood and all of the things. And when we are locked indoors and we're not always going or doing or, exploring, which is like a divine masculine energy, when we're inside and indoors, we're really faced sometimes with our shadows. We're really faced with that. And we have to look within. We have to be with ourselves in those tender spaces. So I believe that a shift is happening. And I see a lot of you giving thumbs ups and hearts. So I think maybe y'all are feeling that as well. So may the divine feminine energy shift. And I think I just went on a rant, but back to our sexual energy, when we tune into these lower three chakras and really embody the magic of pleasure and ritual, which I'm going to share some rituals with you in just a little bit, this is how we reclaim that power. This is how we reclaim and honor our ancestors who were burnt at the stake, who were in temples and had the soldiers come in and betray them, and the temples were burned and the temples were taken down. This is how we honor our ancestors and the priestesses and the magic, the herbalists, the witches. This is how we honor them, by really being present in these lower three chakras, not getting disconnected in the overwhelm, in the do more, but really being grounded from the space in making our decisions, in taking care of our bodies, and being this juicy overflow for everyone and everything. Christy is saying, yes, I agree too. Veronica is saying, agreed. Allison is saying, I think I have more Shiva than Shakti. I'm claiming more balance. Yeah, there's a lot of different practices I teach in Juicy Feminine Leadership that help you tune into your body and your ovaries and the different sides of your body and in your pelvic bowl. That help you sense like where there may be energy overactive or underactive. So it's really interesting to connect with our body and our sexual energy in this way and see, what energy is more present, the matriarchy or the patriarchy within our system. So here's that triangle I was telling you about. The sacral chakra governs creativity, sexuality, fertility. If you didn't watch the first video and the second video where I was talking about the blocks that can happen in these spaces of energy flow, highly recommend that. I went deep into a story about Christiane Northrup, a pioneer of the women's health industry, helping a woman basically dissolve her cyst without having surgery through hypnosis and really uncovering deep trauma and witnessing it and somatically processing it. And so if there are energy blocks due to trauma, repressed emotions, this can cause blocks in our fertility, meaning menstrual health challenges, painful periods, fibroids, cysts, irregular cycles. This can cause blocks in our sexual expression, really being able to feel embodied in our energy centers, our like within our breasts or our womb or our hips, as well as when we go to make love. not having pain in our yoni, not shutting down, not going numb, not feeling disconnected, or feeling like sex is a duty or sex is a chore, or having a challenging time saying no, thank you, and having strong sexual boundaries that really honor yourself. As in this energy flow can block our creativity. So if you are an entrepreneur or you're building a business, it is the worst, like if you feel me, it is the worst thing to sit down and be sending out an email to serve your community or writing something or creating a workshop and be feeling dull and uninspired and like forcing it. Because when people read that or when people attend your workshops, they feel the inner energy, they feel the energy of that container that you have been holding. And if you're like forcing it and feeling that block, you know, has anyone been there? I definitely have been there. And there's a lot of practices that I now do to help awaken that creative energy naturally. Norel is saying definitely an awakening is moving through. Oh, yeah, this was from something earlier. Awakening is moving through human consciousness. Yeah. So here are some of the blocks. Rushing women syndrome, we've been talking about that throughout this whole 4-day challenge. Shaming sexual self and desires. You know, this can happen. I don't know if anyone here has had a religious upbringing or a very traditional upbringing or, you know, a strict family morals or family beliefs that basically any of these things growing up, you might have had these strong words around like shaming sexuality or shaming, you know, your choices and saying, this is what a good woman does. This is like what a bad rebel woman does. Don't be like her, be like this. I mean, if you even look at, so I was raised Catholic. If you look at like the religion of Catholicism and Christianity, what do we have as our symbols of female energy in the Bible? There's Mary Magdalene, the whore, who is the sacred prostitute. I mean, she was Christ's divine feminine counterpart. That's what I believe. But in the Bible, we've got Mary Magdalene, the prostitute that Christ saved. And we've got Christ's mother, Mother Mary, who was the virgin. So it's like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the virgin or do you want to be the whore? So there's all of these, you know, beliefs and energies that may have been received into your consciousness when you were very young. And like a sponge, we listen to our elders. And maybe you don't believe that now, but your body might be still holding on to some shame. And so then when you go to create or make love, these things still come up unconsciously. And so this could be a block, inability to say no, past trauma locked in the sacral chakra, unworthiness, feeling you're not enough, and continuously doubting yourself and making yourself small compared to other people, and unexpressed emotions, overdoing, going in your masculine energy. So here's a new paradigm of energy that I want you all to really feel this. And so I'm going to say these words out loud, and I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just really feel them in your body. And the feeling, the inner feeling, is how we change the outer. So as I say these words, allow your heart, allow your womb space to be really impregnated with these words. So the first one, confidence. Radiant confidence. You don't let fear, shame, or smallness stop you. You show up big from your heart, and your clients experience powerful shifts because of the energy you bring. The second is alignment. You flow with your cycle's rhythm and establish boundaries, so you never feel burned out from grinding, pushing, hustling. You align. Magnetism. You attract opportunities you desire like magic. Your inner vibration overflows with vitality from all the self-care and pleasure rituals, making your manifestation energy on point. Clarity. You know how to distinguish between what feels like a yes versus a no. You make quicker decisions, are paid what you're worth, don't take on stuff to people please, and you have more energy and time because of it. Oh, how about that one? I'm feeling that one in my whole body. Like my breasts are like yes, like my head is like yes, my hips are like yes. Support. You have a network of other strong feminine embodied leaders. You have a devotional daily practice, a ritual that makes you feel good in your body, and you're living the lifestyle you've always dreamed up. And lastly, prosperity. Your clients are having deeper transformations. Your full bank account is a reminder that you are living your dharma, abundance for all. Can I get a hell yeah? If this is like the new paradigm of creation and energy. These are all the concepts that I teach in Juicy Feminine Leadership. These are a byproduct. And so I'm hoping your body is feeling like that. Yes, 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 inside. And I'm seeing hearts. I'm seeing loves. Allison, I'm reading your story. My mom said masturbation and pleasure were of the devil, and we only allowed to receive pleasure from our husband. You know, sister, I actually want to elaborate on that. I have a very similar story, and as a women's health educator, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying hell yeah, yes. As a women's health educator, I started off in hormone science, nutrition, and menstrual cycle education. And the further I dove into my dharma, I found out how many women were not healing their cycles and healing their relationship with food and having big wins within just menstrual cycle regulation because of all of this deeper emotional stuff and past trauma and sexual shame and inner child stories. Like all of this uncovered as I continued working on this, as well as I started to have all this uncover in my own personal life too. And so my work started to shift, and I'm going to be sharing about sex magic and yoni wands and yoni eggs in just a second. But as I started to teach that kind of work with the other practices of the hormone balance and nutrition and all that, as I started to teach all of it, my newsletter started to change because I would be talking about yoni eggs, and my mother, bless my mother is on my newsletter list. And so now my family is starting to see what I'm teaching, and they have very strict religious beliefs around this is right, this is wrong. And I've had several, I'm not going to get into it today, but I've had the most beautiful healing, clearing experiences with my family because I've come to be really rooted in my dharma and my own beliefs and be able to hold that when they get triggered by something that's foreign to them. But I've had a lot of really deep conversations with family around sexuality, around pleasure practices, around these teachings that I'm teaching all of you. And there have been some beautiful shifts and openings in my family because of my ability to embody this and do my own work. And I think that this has definitely helped my lineage. But I just wanted to say, like, I totally resonate with you. And that story of like the parent telling you you're bad, you're wrong, like contain your sexual energy, don't share this stuff, you're going to get hurt by doing it. You know, that's our parents wanting to keep us safe. That is their own story too, with how their parents tried to keep them safe. So if anyone's had this kind of talk within their family dynamics, being able to really own your pleasure and break free from that, it's really liberating. And you'll find that this was my experience, and a lot of clients of mine have had this experience too. You'll find that those same kind of like, no, don't share this, no, hide this, no, be good, will come up when you go to create a workshop, or you go to up level, or you go to write an email. You'll have those same kind of like energies trying to hold you down. So when you're able to really embrace this and expand the energy, especially doing the work with your family, it's like a clearing in all aspects of you really living your purpose and your dharma. So I don't know if anyone's experienced that here, but that's been big in my journey. Yeah, and I've felt like sharing that. Yeah, Norella is saying, as a lesbian, I've had to really work with healing thoughts of shame from society as a teenager, in my 20s, Catholic schoolgirl here. My spiritual practices helped me feel proud to love women, and the journey that I've been on would not want it any other way. I just want to honor you, Norelle. Like, I want to honor you for doing the work, owning your path, owning your authenticity, and liberating yourself from so much cultural conditioning. Like, bless you up. Bless you up. Chrissy's saying this literally feels like life-changing. And Veronica's cheering you on, Norelle. Tira's saying, yes, yes. Okay, so shall we dive in? Today's, this is just juicy. Okay, so I want to teach you just about a couple rituals, that three rituals that have been life-changing for me as I dove deeper into the liberation of my mind, body, pleasure, sovereignty journey. And so the first one is sex magic. Raise your hand or say yes if you have heard of this, because I know it's kind of a new topic that's coming out. And it's ancient. It's ancient essentially. But it's working with your sexual energy intentionally. And another word for it essentially is orgasmic prayer. So sex magic is kind of like, oh, this fun term, right? But it's essentially orgasmic prayer, meaning that you can work with your sexual energy either by yourself or with somebody else and create an intention for it. Because when you drop deep into oxytocin and your brain starts to shift into delta and the longer wavelengths, and your energy starts to expand and open, and your kundalini energy starts to rise, you get into what is called an ecstatic state. And if you are really present in that heart energy and not from the previous slides, like shaming your body, fearing your sexuality, forcing yourself to have your yoni flower open when you're not ready. When you really come into this embodied state of surrender and heart connection as you make love to yourself or your beloved, you can create an intention. And this can be a way to increase manifestation. It could be a prayer for somebody or something. It could be a prayer for a global cause. It could be something that you want to manifest in your business. It could be a release of a block from your ancestry that you're aware of, from your emotional body. Due to the time here, I'm not going to go into it, but I really want to tell a juicy story that happened with my beloved at one point. I'm not going to tell it just because there's a lot going on today. I do tell it in the Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy, but all I'm going to say is profound things can happen when in these ecstatic states, and especially with working with somebody else with sex magic and them holding that space for you, or you holding that space for them if you are working to clear through blocks and allow energy to release. But this is being the alchemist. This is transmuting energy. And as we're learning all throughout this 4-day experience, our sexual energy is the most powerful, potent energy on this planet. Everything is essentially sexual, creative energy. We're constantly creating all day long when we speak, when we think, when we do. So the more that we are present in our lovemaking and utilize the energy that's rising in ritual and offer this energy up to something bigger than you, it's powerful what can happen in your life. It's powerful what can shift. So the first one of the practices I love to work with is the yoni egg. I have a couple of them that I have here, and I do mail out a yoni egg in the Juicy Feminine Leadership program to you. I mail out a couple things in the pleasure package, which I'm going to share in just a little bit. And you get to choose your crystal. So this one actually is an amethyst crystal. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but there's a triangle here. This one's like a downward facing triangle. And then I also have nephrite jade, which this is the traditional stone to work with. The Taoists believe that you should work with a nephrite jade for at least a year before working with another crystal inside your yoni. And it was said that back in ancient China, the women, queens, concubines would work with the jade egg to tone the pelvic floor muscles. And so we have been learning, second day, I showed you that photo of the yoni mapping essentially. And I talked about how the pelvis, how the pelvic floor and the yoni muscles can hold certain tension due to trauma, emotional blocks, repressed energy, and that can cause, lack of sensation during lovemaking or even pain during lovemaking. or numbness. So the jade egg or the yoni egg is a way to help to gently bring nourishment of circulation and gently tone the pelvic floor walls. And it's less invasive. Like if you have had trauma due to penetration that you did not consent to, and you have a really, guarded, you don't want anybody in your yoni temple, working with an egg is a way to kind of to reclaim that energy. And with this orgasmic prayer, sex magic, and working with intention, it's a way to allow something into your sacred yoni temple and gently allow with the pelvic floor breathing. I also teach yoni yoga. I actually guide everyone through a whole yoni egg ritual in the Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy. But when you work with this, it is tonifying the reproductive space. It is helping your muscles engage. And so your womb, your uterus can stay in proper place, because if you've given birth to a baby, or as you age, or if you've had an injury or a fall, what can happen is the pelvic floor, the reproductive organs in the pelvic floor can get displaced. And then as you age, gravity starts to cause them to sag, and it can put pressure on your bladder. So when you cough or when you sneeze, suddenly you leak some pee and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? That can be due to an underactive pelvic floor. So the yoni egg can help tonify the reproductive pelvic floor muscles, as well as it can support the healing of trauma by really, reclaiming this space as sacred and having something penetrate, but at your choice, at your consent. And then also there are passive practices, because you definitely don't want to do rigorous yoni egg strengthening practices if you have an overactive pelvic floor. If you have an overactive pelvic floor where the muscles are really tight, there's more of a passive practice that you'd want to do. But some of the benefits that women have claimed to experience are deeper orgasm, vaginal lubrication, healing trauma, and more creative energy. Because anytime you activate the muscles here and increase that sexual energy, it also works with your creative energy, because fertile, creative, sexual energy, all one of the same in the pelvic bowl, in the sacral chakra. And if you think about it, when you go to a gym and you are doing ab work and you're lifting weights and you're like, yeah, you may feel sore the next day, but then the next day after that, you have this whole new burst of energy from that muscle that has been built. And then suddenly you're running around the house, you're picking up your kids' toys, you're grabbing this, you have all this new awakened energy. So imagine doing that for your pussy, right? It's awakening that creative energy and it's stimulating that Shakti. So I love working with the egg, and the crystals all have different properties. So for example, nephrite jade is a womb to heart connection stone. It's an ancient, a prosperity stone. The ancient Chinese believed it was of prosperity. So this is a stone of prosperity and abundance. The other one that I have here, the amethyst, is a stone to help you connect to your intuition, as well as break unhealthy patterns and come into healing and really connect with that inner medicine woman. So all the different stones have a different meaning. And it was said in ancient China, the women would wear it in their yoni, just like you would wear a necklace, just like you would wear jewelry. So it's literally jewelry for your inner temple. I love it. Thanks. Hey, Rosie. Okay, I'm so excited that this goddess is here and blessing us. So all of these eggs and crystals that I mail out to you in the pleasure package are from Yoni Pleasure Palace. This is a company that I've been working with for the last 3-4 years of Juicy Feminine Leadership being alive. And Rosie is the owner of Yoni Pleasure Palace. So I want to say welcome, babe. And she's saying, just a precaution, use a non-drilled egg so the string doesn't get tied up in an IUD. Yeah. Oh, so she's answering the question to Stephanie. Hey, beautiful. Yay. So this one, I actually have a string attached to it. So yes, if you have an IUD, you'd want to be careful. But definitely if you are going to wear an egg in your yoni temple and walk around with it, I'd recommend not having a string on it while you wear it. So Aw, loving you up, beautiful. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the business that you have to help so many people reclaim their pleasure and feel safe to do so and really feel activated with these beautiful crystals that are GIA certified and come from high quality, materials. I just want to honor you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Rosie, for being here. So, aw. All right. So I wanted to share with you all. So this was Hara's share. Bless Hara. I'm going to talk about her in just a little bit and their breakthroughs in JFL. So Hara was saying that she let somebody know that the first time that they really had the breakthrough with working with the egg was in the JFL Academy, because they were working with the yoni egg before and felt like their ego kept getting in the way, meaning the mind, right? The mind is like, am I doing this right? It's a lot of the times the mind can get in the way when we're working with a ritual or we're doing something that's like a sensual embodiment practice. And so part of the JFL Academy is I guide everyone in this ritual together. We take a whole couple hours to do this together, where we're doing yoni yoga and we're doing this breathwork practice and we're doing breast massage and womb massage, really coming into letting the yoni temple, the yoni flower open. And so Hara said that they felt this was the first time that they really got to drop into the practice and really experience the sensation of it. And so that was really awesome to hear. Just loving them. I'm going to talk about Hara's journey in just a second, in a little bit. So I also wanted to share about crystal wands and yoni dearmoring. And these are actually two photos that I took. So I'm kind of like yoni crystals are literally part of my almost everyday ritual, if not weekly ritual. And I take my crystals often with me when I travel. I'm pretty nomadic because I lead retreats, I shepherd retreats, I travel to do workshops. So I often go to sacred sites. This wand, which I have here with me, this rose quartz wand I took with me to Mount Shasta, and I cleansed it in the headwaters there. I cleansed it in the waters of Shasta. And Mount Shasta, California is a vortex of energy. It's very cleansing and purifying, and you can drink the water from the headwaters. So I cleared this rose quartz and said some intentions and prayed. So before you work with your crystals or your wands, I highly recommend to having a ceremony where you drop in and cleanse it with the moonlight or with water. This photo here with the black obsidian wand, I hiked all the way out to, it was an 11-mile trail, the Nepali coastline trail, all the way to the end of it, to the Kalalau Valley. This is on Kauai. And at the end, in the background, I don't know if you can see this, there's this waterfall that you can drink from, and it's at the very end of the trail, and then everybody sets up camp there. There's been people living in that, there's people that live out in the Kalalau Valley as like their full-time lifestyle. It's amazing. So anyways, I brought the black obsidian wand and had my own like ritual of purification. There was something I was deeply letting go at that phase of my life. I was coming to the end of a chapter and wanted to close it. So I brought my stone out there and cleansed it in this waterfall and activated it, and really had this ritual of clearing. So I'm a big fan of working with wands and cleansing them with nature. And so the reason why I'm really passionate about working with wands in particular is the second webinar when I was talking about clearing trauma. And this is a photo of yoni mapping. This is something I teach in JFL and I guide you through. Your pelvis can be having different experiences. I mentioned earlier that you might have an overactive pelvic floor or an underactive pelvic floor. And signs of an underactive pelvic floor is you might be peeing when you sneeze, you might be having a lot of lower back pain, you might be having a lot of abdominal pressure. When you make love, it feels really loose. You might be having really low energy and just feeling really dull in your creative energy. This can all be a sign of an underactive pelvic floor. And then an overactive pelvic floor is when the muscles can actually be quite tight. And so there are breathwork practices and muscle isolation practices that I teach with the jade egg. And if you have a tight pelvic floor due to stress or trauma that's been unresolved, and the muscles are really tense there, you don't want to tighten those muscles even further. So with an overactive pelvic floor, you may feel a lot of pain during sex within that initial penetration. You could also still have lower back pain as well. You might also feel a lot of tightness in your pelvic floor in general. Oftentimes with an overactive pelvic floor, you might have very tight muscles around your pelvis too, like up in your legs, up in your hips. And so it's really important to understand what your pelvis is saying before you do certain practices with these eggs and these wands. And so I teach a methodology called yoni mapping. And in this photo, you can see the yoni has these numbers like a clock, and you can actually map out the areas inside your yoni and feel where there's pleasure, pain, or numbness. And each of the quadrants of the yoni, there's 4 quadrants of the yoni, has a different type of energy that they hold. And so I guide you through these rituals and ask you these questions while you really breathe and clear energy with breath, sound, movement, and yoni de-armoring. So that is one thing I love to use this obsidian wand for. This one in particular, this one's called the Virgin, because you can see there's these little points on either side, which, you know, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll use either side. This one's a little bit smaller, this one's a little bit fatter. And this can work for trigger point therapy, essentially, for your yoni. You never want to press inside your yoni walls super hard, because that, you don't want to increase more pain that way. You don't want to be like overly pressured to your yoni. You want to be delicate with your flower. But the de-armoring practice, if you do apply some pressure, like trigger point therapy, and with breath, sound, and movement, it can be a way to open up the space and help release the tension, release the emotional repressed energy that might be residing there. So with yoni massage, like, you can expect to have a deep release. You might have crying, you might have laughing, you might, I mean, so much can come through, right? Like all aspects of Shakti. So, and this can be a way to open up the energy here. When we're not holding on to all this tightness, then we can experience more sensation and love making, less pain during menstruation. There are some times, every once in a while, I'll still go through cramping. Usually it's when I'm visiting family. And I usually work with my black obsidian wand then, and it just helps to open up the pelvic floor muscles and relax things. And so thank you everyone for the hearts. So, oh, Rosie is saying it's almost even more important to use the egg after hysterectomy, as it can help keep the whole reproductive system toned and lubricated. Absolutely, love. Thank you for your input. My mama has had a hysterectomy and it's worked wonders for her bladder prolapse. Thank you for sharing that, love. Yeah. So it's wild and it's mystical. And as I was talking about sex magic earlier, when you're working with sexual energy, when you're having orgasms, when you're having clearings, it's never like, this is what's going to happen when I make love, or this is what's expected, right? Sexual energy is wild Shakti. It's a mystery. We don't know what's going to come through. We don't know what like visions might come through, or downloads, or like emotions that'll come up, or sensations. Like, we don't know. And that's why being in the mystery and working with sexual energy is the most powerful energy, because it's literally like going into the void of the unknown. And the only way like through it is through it, right? Is embodying it fully. And the more that we get in our mind and think we know what's going to happen, that blocks the sacred energy. So powerful. So here's Hara's story. So Hara, bless this magical being. So as a former sex worker that grew up in a Christian family, I struggled with massive concepts of being the walking billboard of sin and deep Christian wounds encoded in my DNA. As a registered nurse that is wanting to embody my dharma, I constantly experienced massive burnouts. The most sacred birth I've experienced during JFL is the embodiment of my sexuality and fulfilling my dharma. I had a burning desire to bridge womb healing for the LGBT 2SIQ TGNCNB community and allies. My Dharma became clear, and it is opening the pathways of becoming and embodying the genderless witch. So Hara came into this program. They identified as she. Now they identify as they, them, and they are living their Dharma as the genderless witch, which is hosting rainbow circles, rainbow tents, and supporting genderless womb healing for non-binary folks, for, I think this is so important that marginalized communities get the support they need. This whole women's liberation movement and red tent movement is beautiful, but what about the people who don't identify as female and still have a womb? And so Hara actually has become the 15th Juicy guest expert teacher in Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy this next round. And I'm going to show you the Juicy experts in just a bit. And we had a whole conversation around really, if you are a space holder, expanding your ability to support people who may not identify as just cis gender norm. And so Hara is a wealth of information, and Hara went through a really intense time, being affected, their lover, going through the BML revolution and the pandemic. Their lover is a trans man, and biracial. So Hara went through a massively intense time, but literally became so clear about their life's purpose and became so rooted in who they truly are and fucking broke free from all the shit that was like, no, you can't be this. No, you can't be this. And so I just want to bow down to this powerful being, because it was an honor to hold space. It was an honor to hold space of what came through. So just wanted to share Hara's story. Bless this amazing genderless witch. So thanks everyone for the love. Yeah, Danielle is saying, thanks for addressing the LGBTQ community. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm wanting to guide you all. Roxy's saying amazing. I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'm wanting to guide you in our last ritual before I share with you all. There's actually a couple bonuses that y'all are going to be able to receive from attending the Succulent Self-Love Online Challenge. One of you is going to win the Black Obsidian Yoni Wand, which I'm going to share at the very end. And also I have a bonus about the JFL Academy, because after today, doors are opening for this online academy. I'm going to share more about it in a little bit. And everyone who is on this call and wants to join, you're going to get a huge bonus with it. So I'm going to share that in a little bit, because this is all about juicy overflow. And I just want to keep gifting you. The more that you give to yourself, I want to support that. So I want to give to you even more. So I'm going to guide us through this practice, and then I'll go into those bonuses. But first, I'm going to drink some water so I can stay lubricated and hydrated. And thank you everyone for all the hearts. So maybe you're having a lot of thoughts come up around everything that I've been sharing. Maybe you're having thoughts about the limitations and the beliefs from your upbringing that are becoming known in your psyche, that are blocking you from your creative potential and living your Dharma. Maybe you're feeling really inspired. Maybe you're feeling even clearer around what your Dharma is and are feeling really motivated to start taking action on it. So whatever you're feeling, I'm going to invite you to work a little bit with pelvic floor breathing and activation of your yoni muscles. And so if you'd like, I would recommend feet flat on the floor, or you can even get into like a goddess squat position and just like really open that yoni portal to the earth. Taking your hands and placing your hands in the downward facing triangle over your womb space. We're going to take 3 deep pelvic bowl breaths here. Your first inhale, breathing in deep. deep into your pelvic bowl. And exhale, sounding it out. Letting that throat chakra open. Remember, the throat and the pelvic bowl are directly connected. The cervix actually softens and opens as we relax our throat. So inhale, breathing your whole energy here, claiming the throne of your queendom. And exhale with sound. And one more breath here. Really tuning in deep. Filling up with your whole life force, feeling this cauldron of womb space power fill with your awareness, your breath, your life force. And exhale. And then allow yourself to spiral down deep. Maybe you want to start moving your hips, spiraling your hips around. Just allowing yourself to anchor down into Mama Gaia, into the void, into the mystery, into the unknown. Releasing the identity of who you are now, of what you think you should be doing, what your ancestors, your parents, your lover, society, your boss, your teachers, what everyone thinks you should be doing and who you should show up as. Just let that go. With your pelvic floor rocking, anchor your energy deep into that void, that mystery, that Shakti transformation. That shapeshifter energy of the snake shedding skins that are too old, too outdated, that are clamming you, that are holding you down. And let's take a deep inhale together and a big exhale, sigh, letting it all go. Maybe shaking out the hands, shaking out the shoulders, letting your body feel like a jellyfish, anchoring deeper down into the womb. Imagining your body forming into, I just got the image of Sheila Nagig, this goddess with her pelvic floor, her legs open, exposing her yoniverse, her inner temple of magic. As you anchor even deeper, releasing all the stories of everyone else. What is your Dharma? Do you know it? How do you want to serve? How do you want to support this world, the consciousness, the planet, the paradigm shift? What are your gifts, your juicy fuck yeses? What are your inner visions that may have been dormant? Whatever it is, allow that to flood your whole being and impregnate your womb space. Placing your hands over your womb, really feeling this Dharma grow and flood your whole yoni temple. Expanding your energy. And on your next inhale, yawn your yoni open, allowing yourself to scoop up to the energies of the unknown, the void. And on the exhale, lift your yoni muscles, contract them, lift the pelvic floor muscles up, imagining your impregnated womb space with your Dharma. Be lifted up with that sexual energy, that Kundalini rising. And on your inhale, relax the muscles, yawn your yoni open, surrender to the void, to the mystery, scooping up some more of that witchy medicine. And on your exhales, lift the pelvic floor muscles, activate that Shakti Kundalini energy, nourishing up your womb space, your pelvic bowl, that vision, that life force. One more time, inhale, yawn the yoni open, relax the pelvic floor muscles, surrender to that void. Let yourself expand to receive more of that mystery. And exhale, lift those muscles. And then bring that energy, let it rise all the way to the heart, shoulders back, all the way to the crown of your head, activating your crown chakra, opening up to the cosmic womb. And one more deep inhale, all the way from the root to the crown of your head, full on activation. Feeling expanded, suspend the breath, feeling your empowerment, feeling your service, feeling your life force to make a difference, to believe in yourself. And exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And then placing your hands over your heart, bowing your head slightly if you feel so, honoring yourself that you will not forget this magic, that you know how to unlock it, that you will honor your sexuality as sacred, honor your yeses and your nos, and make time for the cultivation of these inner dreams daily, putting them into action, speaking them with your words as spells. And with that, I'm blessing you all. Ashe, aho, bless your sacred yoni temples, bless your womb spaces. And yeah, I honor all of your creative dreams and goals. I believe that this is how we shift the paradigm, by really embracing that inner authenticity and going after what lights us up. So I'm loving you all, and I have a couple more things that I want to share with you all today. If anyone wants to share how they're feeling right now after that medicine practice, I'd love to hear in the comments. I'm seeing some hearts. Oh. Oh, Sophie's saying, bless you all. Yeah, bless everybody on this call. I'm feeling you all so deeply present here. Melina's saying that was amazing. Beautiful. Christy is saying so beautiful. Oh, thank you, thank you. So the last bit I want to share with you all, this is my Dharma. This is my Dharma. Guiding women, guiding those who identify as women, guiding them deeper into sensual sovereignty, liberation, knowing thyself, clearing trauma, clearing ancestral trauma, and really coming into full empowerment of their Dharma, of their dreams and goals, trusting their inner medicine woman, and becoming that chalice overflowing for everyone and everything that they are committed to. I really believe that this is how the awakening happens, and I'm honored that I get to be part of this in the way that I can, with my own gifts, within my own teachings of a women's health educator and tantric practitioner and red tent facilitator, and all of the things that I've done along the way in my own personal journey of healing, to be able to give back, from my own medicine journey to help others. It's my absolute honor. It's my Dharma. And this is my cup overflowing. My cup overflowing is knowing that my clients have had transformations and have stepped into their Dharma. My cup overflowing is knowing that I am supported financially so that I can give more in my time and create 4-day succulent self-love online challenges for everybody, and be able to just do this to be able to support our communities and receiving this medicine that is needed. My wellspring overflowing is being able to feel nourished so that I can continue to show up in social activism and doing anti-racism work and really learning how to deconstruct the patriarchy and white supremacy. My cup overflowing is to support under-resourced communities, hosting fundraisers, and also a lot of a percentage of the proceeds of the Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy and my Goddess in Rhythm program go to Zana Africa, which is a a fundraiser. It is a company. It's a nonprofit that supports period poverty in Africa for young women who may not have access to clean menstrual hygiene or education around menstrual hygiene, or have even been subjected to rape. So this is my cup overflowing, being able to serve my Dharma, live my truth, serve you all, and then let it flow even further to under-resourced communities and global causes. This is why I exist. This is why I exist. And I want all of you to also understand what your cup overflowing feels like and really be able to live that in your life. So this is why I've created the Juicy Feminine Leadership Online Academy. This will be the 5th time I've run it. And this year it has developed into a certification course. So you can take it for your own transformation journey if you really want to unlock trauma and awaken your sexuality and heal and really get clear on like your creative gifts and your Dharma. Or you can take it as a certification program to learn a lot of the practices like womb clearing and trauma clearing, how to hold space for your clients in those really intense moments so that they can go through their transformation and rebirth. So I'm celebrating that doors are now open, starting now. And I want to tell you a little bit more about this before I give the grand prize away. So these are the pillars that we work with. And JFL has had some transformations. So JFL used to be a 3-month program, and it's awesome. The transformations that people had, momentum was deeply there. But I've been listening to all of you, and there's a lot of mothers who want to join this program, as well as there's a lot of goddesses who want to join this program who are also taking other programs and certifications and working several jobs and building a business. So Juicy Feminine Leadership has now solved the problem of like, I don't know if I have enough time. We solved that problem. We've now extended this to a 6-month program. So you get 6 months inside this sisterhood and access to these teachings and deeper transformation, more time, because this is like something I've been thinking about a lot, like with programs, with marketing, with all of these things. Like I'm not into this like pressure, right? Like we gotta do this now, right? Like I feel like that's just part of the patriarchal energy, and like we really want to expand and feel nourished. So that's why I lengthened the time of this program, so you can really have a deeper dive and feel like those transformations are coming organically rather than like doing the ritual, having a win, but like, you know, I really want you to feel that spaciousness of time and nourishment. So we work through a 4-step process. There's 12 modules altogether, but every 3 modules go within these structures. There's power, purify, pleasure, and purpose. And so the first several modules were really supporting our body temple. I give you a priestess meal plan with all of these delicious recipes and elixirs, mostly plant-based. I teach you hormone balance education. I mail you the Love Tonic womb herbs as well as the Yoni Steam herbs from Sabrina's Sacred Lotus Yoni Steam. We do our Yoni Steam bath together. And I don't just guide you through it. I actually teach you the methodologies and the science behind all of this, because I want you to know the trainings. I want you to have both like the what's going on in the mind, and then after you watch the trainings that are on the online temple, then we show up in the ritual and you get to be in your body, you get to be in sisterhood, you really get to feel it from the somatic space. And so the whole first several weeks are all about where your true power comes from. And this is your foundation. This is your body temple and how you show up and nourish yourself. So after we get a really clear foundation, then we can go into more of the purification portion, which is the trauma clearing, because we have to feel safe in order to go into the shadows. We have to feel supported and grounded, because if we go too deep into trauma too fast, trauma can come up and then it can be very intense on our nervous system, and actually we can maybe relive the trauma. So I really want you to feel expanded, nourished, safe, so you can look at this deep inner child stuff, womb and yoni clearing trauma. And We talking about our sacred no, how to create boundaries. We do the yoni massage, yoni mapping, yoni de-armoring together in a ritual. We do a rage den. I have to tell you, this is probably my favorite thing out of Juicy Feminine Leadership. I just love raging. When I was a kid, I was always spanked and like told to stop crying when I would be having my tantrums. So I love the Rage Den. This is like the Sekhmet energy that we get to embrace in this program. So we spend a good chunk of this program clearing. And then we go into pleasure activation. This is now after we've cleared and made space, we get to redefine the relationship to our orgasm, come into life as lovemaking, really get clear on what sacred sexuality means to each and every one of you. We do a whole sovereignty journey with an inner marriage of our masculine and feminine and all of these different archetypes that you get to explore. And then after we activate the Shakti, we've grounded, cleared, and activated. The last step of this program is like, okay, what are you going to funnel this energy into? What is your dream? Maybe it's a lifestyle for yourself and your family. Maybe it's birthing a business. Maybe it's a business venture that you've already been on, but it's been kind of like dormant and dull, and you're ready to reawaken it and have a transformation. The last part is really activating your soul's purpose, your heart's art. We have authentic leadership training. We do a divine feminine in business mastermind. We talk about how our pain has become our purpose. So this is like full on transformation. So Rena was in the program, and Rena said that she deepened her relationships with her clients, her girlfriends, her mother, her ancestry, her lineage. She healed so much during this, and that was invaluable. She felt this deep sense of unity, which I know, like for me in my life, when I'm going through a transformation journey and something is like changing in my world, I want to feel supported and feel vulnerable, but also be seen. I want to be like raw and messy, but also like loved. And so that's what we do in JFL. We really hold space for each other and witness each other. And it's every time, I'm telling you, every time whoever joins it, like there is no like coincidence who ends up saying yes to the program at a specific time. It is like a total beautiful synchronicity of like how everyone's a mirror for each other. I love it. So this is what you get inside the program. And I'm going to bring the program up in just a little bit, but you get 6 months inside the Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy. You get live bi-weekly sisterhood sessions and pleasure rituals, as well as weekly methodology videos. So you get trainings, and then depending if you do the certification course versus just the personal transformation, you'll get certain bonus trainings if you're doing the certification. But you'll have these weekly methodology videos, as well as juicy guest experts and homework exercises that you get to do in a 2-week period of time. And that's for like study and journaling and learning. You'll have quizzes if you're doing the certification portion. And then when you show up to the live call, this is where we have those breakthrough sessions where we share, we do red tent style, and then I guide you through these rituals. So I love this because I've taken a lot of programs online that like, I was like, oh, this is so great. But then it would either just sit in my inbox because I didn't have accountability, or I would do the pleasure ritual and then I'd be so confused. I'd be left with so many questions. So this is a way to have that accountability and really go through the experience because I'm guiding you so you can let go of the mind and drop in deep. And then if you have any questions come up around like, am I doing this right? Then you can ask. I'm here to support you. And so the dates for this program, we start actually on August 9th. And the dates are going to be chosen per like the group schedule. So you'll be able to like let me know when you join, hey, these are the dates that I'm free. And then I'm going to pick something that works with the whole group. So all of the dates aren't planned. That'll be according to the group that's formulated. You'll get private Juicy Feminine Leadership sisterhood support. You will get a JFL pleasure package mailed to you. So this comes with the Sacred Lotus Yoni Steam, Yoni herbs, which you have about 3 to 5 steams in there. And there's the rose, the Dhammayana, all the yumminess. You get the Black Obsidian Yoni Wand, which one of you are still gonna win this tonight. You also get your choice of a yoni egg. So you can choose between nephrite jade egg, carnelian agate, rose quartz, or amethyst. And lastly, but not least, you get the womb herbs from Love Tonic mailed to you. And this is a bonus that can be added on, but everyone will get the PDF to the Juicy Feminine Leadership Workbook, which is right here. I don't know if you can see this, which has like questions and information that guides you through like the whole program that you can work along with. And I'll give everyone the PDF, but if you're like the type of person that loves journaling and loves writing things out, this is like a 90-page workbook. You can get it as a bonus for $30, and I'll have this printed and mailed it to you. It's really nicely binded. It was made by my designer, so I love this workbook. So if you're totally like a journal person, you can add that on. And here's the certification. I'm so stoked to be able to train others in this kind of work. So with the certificate of completion, you'll have quizzes through each of the modules, as well as a final test. And then you'll have 6 case studies where you get to work with these practices, facilitate them with your one-on-one clients or your community and your workshops, and then write the case studies, submit to me, and I will look over it and provide feedback. So that's how you do the certificate of completion. And you get to learn how to hold deeper space for your client's transformation because you have done that work for yourself. This program is a deep dive journey into yourself. So the more that you can like look at yourself and your shadows, the less you'll be triggered during working with your clients. Because sometimes your clients' stuff can be like triggering to your own wounds. So the more that you've done work on yourself, the more that you can hold that sacred space for somebody else. So your clients will have more transformation. You'll learn how to hold space for group transformation, facilitation of circles of equity, so important, basics of cycle syncing, rage den facilitation, endocrine tapping methods, womb clearing energetically in circles and one-on-one, how to hold space when your client has trauma, sensorium training, sacral chakra, womb space activation, breath work, and then more of the professional aspects, client intake form and agreements, as well as marketing your business online and locally. You're going to get some bonus material on how to get your business started, but everyone in JFL is going to get some information on how to call in your ideal client and how to really start to build your brand. So that's what I wanted to share with you about that. Oh, I just lost it. Share screen. I'm actually going to bring up the website. And so part of the way that somebody is going to win today is you're going to have the website up. So I'm going to post, actually, if you want to open your browser and type in, I'm going to post this in the Facebook group so you can just click on it. Part of you winning the Yoni wand today is there's going to be something on the Facebook or on the website that you're going to look at, and I'll explain in just a little bit, but you'll need to have the website up. So I'm going to come into our Facebook group right now, and I'm going to come into the comments of what you're watching right now and type this in. So you can just copy and paste it into your browser. So there's that. Hope you all see it. And then you'll also be able to see it when I share my screen. So if you don't see it in the comments, there we go. Juicy Feminine Leadership Academy. Ah, love it. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. So this is the JFL Academy. And doors are open and you must register by August 3rd. And we begin on the 9th, on Sunday the 9th. And we're gonna have our first meeting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7:30 Eastern Standard Time p.m. So all the information is on here about what this course is about. There's a welcome video that talks about who this is for, as well as you'll also be able to see what's inside the certification. So I invite you to have this pulled up on your browser. And then the whole curriculum here is too, because I know probably a lot of you have questions about what exactly am I going to be learning. So all of the modules are here, and you can just like click and drop down, and you can see, you can expand and read about what you're going to be learning in each of the modules. And then here are some more of the testimonials. So you met a lot of them, like Rena and Ani and Kelly and Juanita. Everyone's testimonials are here and they talk about their transformation, which is so fun. So I'm gonna invite you to check that out. And then lastly, I have well, before we get into the Black Obsidian Yoni one, there's just one more bonus I wanna share with you. So I'm gonna share with you normally what the price is. And then I have a bonus for you today around what I'm gonna offer you all because you've been on with this journey with me for 4 days. So normally the personal transformation is $2,197 and the certification is $3,197. I understand that like we're in times of COVID and a lot of you have requested to me in the past that you want a payment plan. So there are payment plans. You can do 9 payments of $277 for the personal transformation or 9 payments of $387 to make it really easy. And I'm totally open to, working with you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about this. So I wanted to give you all a special juicy bonus. And this is my thank you to you for caring for yourself. So the pleasure package that is a part of the cost that I just showed you, I'm going to be giving you $200 off. So essentially you're getting this pleasure package for free. The Love Tonic, your choice of Yoni crystal, which you'll be able to let me know. And by the way, it's first come, first serve. So if you know what Yoni crystal you want, let me know ahead of time so I can get you the one that you want. You'll get the Yoni steam bath herbs and you'll get a wand mailed to you. So you'll get all of this. And then if you join the Juicy Feminine Leadership certification, I'll also mail you the printed workbook too. So you'll get this as well as you'll get mailed a certification too once you pass the test and do your case studies. So that's my bonus to you. And I just want to say, like, if you're feeling scary, because money's always so like intimidating to people, this is just the paradigm that we live in, but it is a consciousness. It is an energy. And the thing with JFL is that the people who've joined it, their time has been expanded because instead of like rushing, trying to get this fulfilled and this workshop created, they've dropped deeper into their body, accessed their pleasure and their creativity, expanded time and expanded the way they were able to hold space. And their clients had deeper transformations and more people came to them because of that. I had one client, I mentioned her in the very first webinar, she tripled her income during a month and a half of JFL, literally tripled her income. And so sexual energy is powerful. So you also get to increase your impact, increase fulfillment, to wake up every day and go to sleep every night and know that you are doing what you believe in. And lastly, with time, the commitment of this, I've extended the program to 6 months because I really want you to feel like you have ample time, especially if you're doing the certification. So there's been a lot of wins that everyone has had. And yeah, it can be definitely scary saying yes to yourself. It's part of the up-leveling process. I shared with Juanita, she didn't say yes to a whole year later to saying yes to Juicy Feminine Leadership. And then when she finally did, she said it was like the best investment she's ever made in her life. And she got engaged and like, just so happy for her. And if you have questions for me, because I'm sure you have questions, you're welcome to book a Juicy Clarity call. I'm hosting them starting tomorrow through next week. So you're welcome to speak with me one-on-one. I want to hear about your dreams and goals. If you have any like concerns or confusion about this challenge or this course coming up, I would love to talk to you and hear about it. And so, yeah, I'm going to bring back up this page because one of you is now going to win a Black Obsidian Yoni wand. I know that this is like what we've all been waiting for, right? Like, who's going to win the wand? It makes me excited. And I'm going to ask that you bring back up the website. So this website, I've had my team create this specifically for you. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you your Juicy guest teachers. Here's the guest teachers. You might want to look through all of them. They're amazing. There's all bonus videos from all of them. But I have this special website right now just for you created for everyone who's been in the Succulent Self-Love Challenge, where the early bird discount for the pleasure package mailed to you is up just for you. And it's only available for the next 48 hours. So if you're like a hell yeah, fuck yeah, here's the price with that $200 pleasure package bonus mailed to you off. And here's the certification. So instead, it'll be 9 payments of $254 or 9 payments of $364. And so this is how you can enroll. You can also book your clarity call down here. Contact me for more information. This is where you can book your clarity call, as well as I'm in support of Black, Indigenous, women of color, and the LGBTQ plus community. And so we have reduced pricing scholarships available to make this financially accessible to marginalized communities. So you're welcome to apply for the scholarship here. I will see that and reach out to you. We can have a one-on-one call, see how we can make this work for you. So that's it. Doors are open. JFL, you're welcome to join and book that clarity call if you have any questions. And as far as who's going to win this Black Obsidian Yoni one, are you ready? Can I hear some like yeses in the chat box? Like drum roll. This has been so much fun. Thank you for everyone for being here with me these last 4 days. Okay, so I'm seeing some hearts. I'm seeing some love. Cool. All right, so how you're gonna win this is, and I'm gonna say this quickly, so everyone make sure you have this website open up. The way that you're gonna win is that the first person who writes this out in the comments, the very first person who gets it will win the Black Obsidian wand mailed to you. And I'm gonna want you to find something on this website. So I want you to go to the curriculum. I'm going to give you a couple moments to I'm not going to bring it up on my computer because I want you to see it yourself. I don't want to like, you know, make it too obvious, but you're going to go to the curriculum and there's the modules 1 through 12 plus the certification. I'm just going to give you like 5 more seconds to scroll to find that curriculum. Everyone finding it, everyone finding it, everyone finding it. I'm hoping you're finding it, giving you time. If you're feeling any anxiety, I'm clearing it with my rose quartz obsidian wand. Okay, so you're gonna find the curriculum and the first person to get this, write it in the chat box and get it right, will win the Black Obsidian wand. What module number do I teach the Yoni egg practice? What module number do I teach the Yoni egg practice? It's in the title. What module? This is so fun. First one to type it out and find it gets a prize. All right, answers are coming through. This is so fun. Okay, so Jenna Chapman, you're the first one that answered it. It's module 8. Module 8, we learn the Yoni egg practice. So congratulations, Jenna Chapman. You must have the abundance codes because I know you won another prize too. So congratulations, you won the Black Obsidian wand. I will be mailing this to you as well as your other prize. And just want to say that you are all winners in my mind. And yeah, and just being able to be here in this exquisite sisterhood has just been so powerful. And thank you for all your time too. Like we've been here almost 2 hours together. It's been so fun. So with that, I'm curious to hear about your questions. And if you know you're a fuck yes to JFL this year, you can, doors are now open. Your deposit claims your spot. There are limited seats in this program. Just because I hold that sacred space, we really go deep together. So if you know like you're a fuck yes, you can join ASAP. You can join now after this call. And whoever joins first too, you're the one, you can claim which egg you want, because I have I have a certain amount of each of the crystals. So if you know you want a certain crystal, I think the least amount I have is of carnelian agate. So if you know you want carnelian agate, get to me soon because I want to make sure you get the crystal that you'd like. Everybody's like rooting for Jenna. That's awesome. So yeah, with that, I'm curious if anyone does have any questions before we sign off here. I'm going to have us do a closing breath to just honor this whole 4 days of exquisite love that we've all been able to share with each other. So I'm seeing hearts. So if anyone has any further questions, let me know. I'm just going to give it about another minute and then we'll do a closing ceremony. Oh, everyone's saying thank you. I love you all. Can you all just be here with me right now? I mean, you are, but can we all be here in physical space? Oh, I'm seeing all the love. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm just going to give it about 2 more minutes or 20 more seconds. Oh, everyone's saying congrats, Jenna. Oh, B is asking, what are the crystal options again? Okay, so you're gonna get mailed the black obsidian wands. I used to not mail out black obsidian wands. That's new this year. So there used to be a black obsidian egg as a choice, but instead you get a wand. So the choices of the eggs are nephrite jade egg, which is a prosperity stone, amethyst, which is an intuitive connection, inner healing stone, carnelian agate, which is sexual expression and divine feminine empowerment and hormone balance, and then rose quartz, which is, again, divine feminine activation and self-love, love for humanity. It's a soft feminine healing stone. The carnelian agate is more of like a activation kind of stone, and the rose quartz is a softer, like gentle love opening stone. Oh, Jenna. Yeah, I hope we can meet one day too. Awesome. Okay, thank you for your questions. We're going to close out here. So again, I'd love to just take a few breaths with you all as we are here in sisterhood together, really feeling the magic of abundance, all of the codes that have been shared, all of this information, everyone who's been winning, all of the elixirs that you drank, the rituals that you got to do, the honoring of yourself. So placing one hand over your heart, one hand over your womb space, and inhale together from the root up to the crown of your head. And big exhale. I'm bowing to all of you again, honoring every word you spoke, every emotion you felt. Your sacred dreams mean everything to me. I believe in you. We are sisterhood. We are not alone. We are shifting this paradigm. We are shifting this paradigm every day as we choose to show up, love ourselves, love our bodies, love each other. And again, I want to leave you with that vision of the inner chalice, your cup overflowing, irrigating into everything that you want to be committed to, everything that you believe in. Let your energy be nourished in pleasure and vitality so that everything and everyone is affected by it as well. You are that cup overflowing. Don't forget it. And you're welcome to come back into this group whenever you want to share photos of your rituals. If you have questions, book your clarity call if you want to talk further, or sign up for JFL. I can't wait to open you into our temple doors. All the information around the online temple will be provided once you sign up. And I'm loving you all. Thank you for being here with me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Take care, goddesses. Woohoo!